Hi, it's Auntie Sweets. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to be making coconut rice. It's a great side dish with carne asada or chicken breast or your favorite proteins and vegetables. All the ingredients are going to be listed in the comments below, but just a brief overview. You're going to need a few stalks of celery diced, shallot, carrots, fresh garlic, fresh cilantro, fresh parsley, a couple spices, a good coconut milk. I'm going to use this nice thick one, Thai Kitchen, sweet peas, rice, coconut flakes, chicken stock, coriander, cumin, salt, pepper, and paprika. Let's get started. We've got about a tablespoon or two of vegetable oil in a heavy bottom saucepan, and we're going to saute the shallots, celery, and garlic and carrots. We have our mirepoix sauteing, and mirepoix is just a French word for a combination of starter vegetables, which usually include onion, celery, and garlic. To this, I've added the carrots, and we're just going to saute this on a low simmer and add in our spices. In the mirepoix, which is the carrot, celery, shallot, and garlic together with the spices for about 5 minutes, it's going to really release the flavor of both the spices and the vegetables. But you don't want to overcook them because they are going to cook more in the liquid, and the peas get added almost at the very end because they're frozen, and we just want to let them thaw and still have a little bit of crunch to them. I've added about a quarter cup to a half a cup of coconut flakes. I like to use an unsweetened variety. Bob's Red Mill makes a great one. You can use a sweetened coconut. It's just what you like your rice to be. If you like a sweeter rice, use a sweeter coconut. I personally like the rice to be more savory. So we're going to incorporate the coconuts in with the vegetables and just give a good stir, get everything tossed, and it's almost time to add our liquid. We're going to let this cook for another minute or two. Open the can of coconut milk, and as you can see, this is a nice coconut milk with a lot of good, rich fat in it, and that's going to be added. And the simple way to measure this is simply do 1 can of coconut milk. Once the coconut milk is emptied out, put in the chicken stock, and then measure your rice in the same can. So our vegetables have cooked for about 5 minutes in a nice saute with some olive oil and the spices. Now we're going to go ahead and empty in that can of coconut milk. And then for simple measuring, we're just going to fill the same can with the chicken stock. Perfect. So that's going to go in, and we're going to give it a stir and let this come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to use the same can and put in a can of rice. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this out and dry it out so the rice won't stick too bad. Our coconut milk has come to a boil with the chicken stock. Like I said, we're just using the can as the measurement. So I've gone ahead and put in a cup of rice. And you can give it a good stir before you put the lid on to make sure that everything is nicely incorporated and doesn't settle into layers. But you want to be careful not to overstir your rice as it will become mushy and goopy, and you don't want that. You want nice tender rice, but you don't want a big pot of mush. And now we're going to turn down the flame to low and let it simmer with a lid on for about 20 minutes. Our coconut rice has been going for about 15 minutes, so at this point we can go ahead and add the peas and the rest of the fresh herbs. We're going to go ahead and gently fold in that quarter cup to a third a cup of frozen peas we added. I minced the fresh parsley and cilantro together, so we're going to go ahead and add that in, and then we're going to cover and let finish cooking on a very low temperature for 5 more minutes. It's been 20 minutes for our rice. We still have a little bit of liquid in it, so we're just going to give it one final gentle stir, turn off the heat, and let it steam the rest of the way done. We left the lid on and flame off for an additional 5 minutes, just to let the rice finish absorbing the rest of the liquid without worrying about scorching the bottom. And now we have tender morsels of rice with decadent cilantro and parsley. Vegetables, our mirepoix, our coconut. It's rich, it's delicious. You can enjoy by itself, a nice hearty bowl on a winter's day, or as a side dish to your favorite meal. Please like, enjoy, and continue to follow Auntie Sweets.